Well, hi tubers, hi, I'm back with 40 Years of Mills and Boone, and it's a Mills and Boone Cherish. It's a 2-in-1. The 12 Dates of Christmas by Susan Meier. Then read the blurb. Here we go. Millionaire Ricky Langley has offered to help Eloise Vaughan find a job as she attends 12 Christmas parties as his date. But of each date more sparkling than the last, nothing magical could happen under the mistletoe. Okay, so it opens up with Eloise at this party. She's actually a friend of the host, and so is Ricky. Now, at this time, Eloise is poor as dirt, and she's basically ripping off crackers, okay? Putting them in a purse because she's got no money, no job, she's struggling, and I like the fact that this book opens, it throws you straight into Eloise's situation, and I actually like that. She mentions that her husband's dead, she doesn't really believe in fantasies or miracles anymore, she just wants to get a job, okay? So, and then she meets Ricky. Now, I know, a millionaire called Ricky, okay? But the thing is, he's not in the best place, okay? Right. He's acting a breath. He shouldn't have come to this party. He might have been 18 months into his grief, but something like Christmas celebrations would always level him. Why has he had 12 more of these events on his calendar? 10 parties, 1 wedding and 1 fraternity reunion. Last year, 6 months into his grief, he could reasonably bow out. This year, people were beginning to worry. So he meets Eloise and just decides, okay, as you do, I want you to be my 12 days of Christmas. And when you at these swanky parties, meeting all these higher up people, see if one will actually offer you a job. Okay? So Eloise, her husband's dead. She's in New York. And she is having a swanky time getting all dressed up. And one thing establishes is that Eloise is estranged from her family after her husband died. Okay, in this bit here. Right. Her mother might live in Kentucky, but she got all the New York papers so she could keep up with her own kind. She lived and breathed a society page. Fish shimmered among her nerve endings. She couldn't seem to make her feet move. She had seen her parents in 5 years, not since they disowned her. But if you saw her at a society event with a wealthy man, God only know what they'd do. Happy she'd finally come to her senses? Would they call her? Nothing had happened. If she did, what would she do? Was she lonely enough, desperate enough to pretend it was okay that they hadn't cared her husband had died and that she was struggling to get her bearings? Yeah, because there's going to be paparazzi there and society pages and that kind of stuff. And whilst Eloise is at this first party, everyone thinks that they're dating, which is fine, okay? People start chatting to Eloise, basically saying, good on you, you got him out your shell, he's getting Bella now he's met you, he looks happy now he's met you, all dressed up in, a dress that Eloise put together, because designing dresses is her thing. She takes like old clothes and kind of like spruces them up kind of thing. And so Eloise basically says, what made you so unhappy kind of thing. It doesn't really elaborate, but he makes her think it was a breakup, a very, very bad breakup, okay? It wasn't, okay? Then she got him into the limo, she asked him about Blake, and he felt like he'd been hit by a train. And I thought about his son in 2 days. He was so preoccupied with his work problems and pretend dating that he'd forgotten his son, his baby, his whole world for 18 months. How could he forget him? Then he go to the hospital that took care of Blake, and yeah, it is quite a tragic situation, okay? Because obviously Ricky hasn't told Eloise that her son died, and she actually didn't tell him that she was a widow, okay? So there's a lot kind of to and fro in there. There's one bit, okay, where he thinks that she's married and she calls him out on it. So he calls her out and then she goes, no, he died. And they've actually got so much in common, but they're not really communicating with each other. They really kind of start to kind of open up with each other. And it's quite interesting, okay, where Eloise goes to Ricky's place. And it's actually a bit more down to earth. It's not like a very ostentatious place. It's very kind of like he's become very much like a hermit since his son died, okay? And also with Eloise's situation, because her family was so, this is when she talks about her family. And this is where the book has issues, I think, okay? Alright. It's talking about if Ricky ever met her parents. Her parents would love to see me with you. They'd use you to get a stepladder. They'd treat me like royalty to get to you. And then they'd use it for information or insider or introductions whenever they thought they could get. But when you and I stopped seeing each other, they'd put me back on the shelf again. Like some kind of kid, like something they pulled out when they needed it. So a family is dysfunction junction, okay? And there's a pivotal bit in this book where it really kind of hits Rick how much Eloise is really kind of affecting him. And this is actually quite really, really tragic, okay? It's when the hospital brochure has a picture of Blake on the cover. And this bit here, okay? Right, okay. Eloise, why did he automatically want to call her? What would he say, that his son was dead? That some idiot screwed up to put Blake's picture on a million brochures, that his heart was broken, that every time he'd felt while watching his son struggle for life had come storming back into living colour. He squeezed his eyes shut as misery reminded him this was his life. This is what he had to offer Eloise, sharp shreds of pain that pierced his heart, unexpected moments of memory. Deep depression that dragged him down so far he couldn't speak some days. How foolish it was to believe she would want this. How selfish was it? That's the thing. Mentally, and one thing I will give this book something, it is kind of rare that a Mills and Boon book kind of focuses on the grief of the father after the death of a child. And I would give Susanna Meier some respect, because when it comes to Ricky and his grief, she really kind of encapsulates that so well. I got issues with the book, but when she describes Ricky's grief after almost 2 years of his loss and heartache, it does that so well. It kind of like these moments of brilliance in sentences within this book, and the beat in the book's kind of stupid. Okay, right, right, and there's a bit where she meets this man called Artie. Okay, about getting a job. Okay, and kind of a nice crucial bit within this text where she actually meets this guy called Artie at one of these parties. Now Artie spends a long time just staring at her. He's a fashion designer and basically has a go at her, saying again, where did you get this creation from? And turns out that she obviously is the designer, and he's intrigued and he wants to hire her. He wants to work with her. And one thing I did love is the fact is that obviously from Eloise's point of view as nepotism, which is quite interesting because all these dates so far have been Ricky introduced me to these people, and that's not nepotism. But when it's something, okay, that is so personal to her, she gets kind of concerned that it is. It's like, oh my god, yeah, hold on, Then she kind of worries, okay, is people using people to get to me, or do they think I'm kind of gold digger to get to Artie or to get to Ricky? There you go. Right. Mhm. Right. I'm only here because you want to get in good with Ricky. That's just from Eloise to Artie. No, you're here because you have talent. What I'm telling you is that I don't do favours for rich guys. If you think dating Ricky Langley will get you special treatment, this interview can be over. If you think dating Ricky Langley means you don't have to apprentice, you know the way to the door. But if you want a real career in this industry, if you don't mind hard work and a learning curve, then I really want to talk. And she gets a job working as a designer, okay, and basically to get her own kind of like fashion line, which I don't know, maybe because it's interesting because in this book what everyone wears is so important within it. Eloise's dresses are described how she got like 10 yards of taut and made like a designer gown. Everyone's dress, everyone's jewelry, Vera Wang, it really does name drop product placement, okay? But the thing is, it's the crucial moment where Ricky has to really kind of open up on the fact that his son died. And one thing I guess this is kind of the problem, is we spend so much of in this text focusing on Eloise's issues with her mum, okay, and Ricky's fact is his ex-partner, if you will, ex-girlfriend, okay, who, this is what happened to Blake, was that his ex was under the influence, crashed a car, and Blake died, and now the ex is in prison for several years, okay? But there's never a moment where Ricky sits down with his ex and tells her that to his face, which I thought was needed, okay? That didn't happen. Also, this bit, okay, of Eloise's mother, her overbearing mother, okay, basically her mother who, wants to be around the good people, okay, the quality, the higher ups, okay? Right, right, right. This bit here. This is when, okay, that they try to make a go of it. This bit here. Through her happy tears, Eloise caught the second back joy box he handed her. She caught his gaze. What's this? Open it. He lifted the lid and a ray of diamonds winked at her. He glanced at sharply. It's a diamond necklace. For your mum? For my mum? He said the only way you ever accepted into your family would be if I bought your mum a diamond necklace. She goes, I was kidding. I thought about it though. I think, alright, we need to make a grand gesture to get back into your family. Okay? And the fact is, his attitude is everyone is family, but I'm like, hold on, they treated her badly because she married a guy who she was in love with on the side of the tracks, and after he died, they just turned their back on her. No. Okay? Absolutely not. Okay? And then they got married a few months later. Okay? And their mother, all the diamonds. But therein lies the thing. This book is good, but the thing is, the fact is that she just wants to get a job. But the premise is so ridiculous. Come with me to my 12 Christmas parties, and you'll meet people okay, who will offer you a job. Who does that at a Christmas party? That's actually happened to you, and please let me know. Yeah, people are just too busy, okay, getting drunk, doing Jaeger bombs and dancing. Well, that's my Christmas parties. So I like this book. I like the fact okay, that Eloise is emotionally broken, as so is Ricky. I like the fact that they do have a lot in common and start to open up about their past, but it just felt so ridiculous. I need a date to my 12 parties, you'll do, kind of thing. Anyway, The 12 Dates of Christmas by Susan Meier, kind of recommended, I guess. For easy meals and booze, sign off and take care. And bye now.